Have you been overwhelmed? You have so much to do. Imagine it. You have gotten in the car, you're rushing to get there, the toddler's screaming. You've done everything you can to try to make the morning smooth. You've gotten your checklist. You've decided this morning you're going to go grocery shopping and drop off the kids at the same time and do a few other errands so that you can be efficient. And you think that if you can be efficient, then life will be less stressful, less chaos. Well, I want to tell you today, there's some tips I have for you that are going to help you to see that there's something better for your time management than efficiency. Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Missionary Moms, where we help you to be a better missionary to your first mission field, your children, and to those around you. So let's check out what is better than efficiency. See, efficiency is doing the things in your life, the tasks, doing them right. And hey, that's a good thing to do. But there's something better, and it's called effectiveness. Effectiveness. Effectiveness, what is that? It's doing the right thing, not just doing things right. And in life, in order for us to not be in chaos and stress, we need to be doing the right thing, not just doing things right. But let's talk about how we can do that. Most people do their time management by either increasing their efficiency or by improving their effectiveness. By improving your effectiveness, you are going to reap bigger benefits than if you are just being efficient. Let's talk a little bit more about what some of the differences are between effectiveness and efficiency. Efficiency means how well something is done. It's about completing more tasks in less time, saving money, or reducing effort. For example, answering 20 emails in 30 minutes instead of 40 is more efficient. Well, what is effectiveness? Effectiveness is measuring how meaningful or how valuable those actions are. It's not just about speed, but it is about whether the task is actually helping you fulfill your purpose. The one who gave me this idea and this understanding of efficiency versus effectiveness is Pastor Dan Viss with Fast Missions. I will link it down below. It has changed my devotional life and my paradigm on discipleship. Highly recommend it for all his courses. See, efficiency, what it does is it causes you to work harder and to work faster to try to get everything on your checklist done. But the thing is, the list will never end. Do you know that? Your list will never end. There is always more to add to your list. So if you're only doing things so that you can be efficient, you're still going to be stressed. You're still going to feel like your life is chaotic. But if you actually look at effectiveness has to do with the value you are adding to your life and to others' lives. And it has to do with the purpose that God created you for, or the purpose He has for your day. Jesus says in Matthew 11:28-30, "Come unto me, all ye who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." As believers, our time management is not just about schedules. It's about stewardship. It's about actually using the time that God has given us to actually accomplish the purpose that God wants you to use that time for. It's a stewardship. By putting effectiveness before efficiency, we are actually doing away with our to-do list and actually allowing God to be in charge of our time. What is important to Him? Not just some checklists. We run the checklist by God. So why do some people use efficiency over effectiveness? Efficiency is easier to measure because you can check things off your list. If you see that you actually have done something in a shorter amount of time, then you could say, yes, I'm being more efficient. And so you think that you are stewarding your time better. But if you are climbing up a ladder and the ladder is not on the right wall that you're trying to work on, if you're a carpenter, then it's going nowhere. Climbing up the ladder might be You might be climbing up correctly, but it's not doing the right thing. You're not actually climbing the ladder to the place you want to go. And this is why it's so important that we have our priorities and our mission figured out. I plan to do a video on understanding your mission and your purpose, how God can show you that. In Philippians 1, verse 10, it says, approve things that are excellent. It doesn't say just approve things that are good. Approve things that are excellent. We don't want just good or better. We want best. And if we're going to do that, we're going to have to do some things. So here's a few tips on how to be more effective, not just efficient. 1, you're going to have to prioritize. You cannot do everything. I know some of us Marthas, we like to do everything. And if you're like me, then you're a Martha, and it's going to be harder to say no. So 1, you're going to prioritize. And in order to prioritize, you need to know your purpose. So watch my other video when it comes out on finding your purpose. Sit down with God and find out what your main goal in life is. And I would submit to you, if you have young children at this time, that your priorities and your purpose is helping them to be discipled to Christ. That's a pretty big one. Number 2 is delegation. So delegation can also help with efficiency, but it helps with effectiveness as well. Because if there are things that you need to have done, but if there's a way that you can delegate them, then you can free up your time to do other things that might be even more top priority that only you can do. Another thing, number 3, say no to distractions. So there are so many things that are pulling for our attention these days. I mean, from anywhere from Facebook to friends to things we've signed up for to church duties. And again, some of these things are not bad. They're actually really good. The question is, are they better and are they the best? Are they the best use of our time? Is it what God called us to? So saying no to distractions. That might mean you taking off notifications off your phone. It might be only going on Facebook on your desktop computer and going on for an actual purpose. I'm speaking to myself here. Put down below in the comments, what are some things that you think are your distraction? Number 4, you need to create room for spiritual growth. Because if your list, so that you can be effective or efficient, is deficient in spiritual nurturing, then you really are not a disciple of Christ. When you are a disciple of Christ, you are prioritizing time with Jesus, time with His Word, and taking that time to sit at the feet of Jesus like Mary did. We can't always be doing things. Martha did a good work in serving Jesus, but Mary chose a better place when she sat at the feet of Jesus. You'll notice that Jesus, when He started His day, He started it with God, with quiet in the morning. He would get up before dawn, and He would allow God to choose the activities for His day, to let things go or to take things on. You'll notice that Lazarus, when he died, Jesus actually tarried a little bit longer in the city that he was at. And in that time, that's when Lazarus died. He was actually alive when Jesus heard that he was sick. So when they went there, he had already died. Now, do you think that Jesus wanted Lazarus to die? There was a purpose there, because Jesus did want them to know that He could raise people from the dead. But I submit to you that Jesus was listening to His Father, and God did not say to go right away. He had Him tarry a little to fulfill that special plan to show this mighty miracle of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. If it was me, I probably would have gone right away. This is my best friend dying. I am there, going to heal him right away. But Jesus knew what God had for Him to do. And that's being effective versus being efficient. Wouldn't it have been so much more efficient for Jesus to have gone straight to Lazarus' house before he died to heal him, rather than having to have them go through all this where they wrap him in burying clothes and then Jesus had to go to the tomb? Definitely not an efficient way to go if you want Lazarus to be alive. But it was the effective way because he was actually doing what God had said, doing the purpose of God. And that's where we need to be in the effective mode. Boundaries are so important. And I think as Christian mothers, we often think that we cannot say no, especially to the good. We have a hard time saying no. God never asks us to do everything. He asks us to follow him. So missionary mom, take heart. Jesus' yoke is easy and his burden light. If it is not feeling light to you, you need to sit down and you need to prioritize, delegate, say no to distractions, and create a time where you have that spiritual time with Jesus so that you can hear his voice and know his priorities for your day. Remember that effectiveness is better than efficiency. And if you can find effectiveness and then throw in a little efficiency, then great. But always choose effectiveness over efficiency. It's doing the right thing, not just doing things right.